See, in a world where there are no rules, insanity rules.
Rage 2 was announced officially on Monday after a weekend of images and tweeting and all kinds of hype building goodness. Isn't that right, Jake Kulkowski and Gareth Evans, who are here with me, Mike Williams?
Absolutely, Mike Williams.
That's right, yes.
Announced trailer kind of leaked beforehand, and then it finally came out officially on the Monday of this week, and then we finally saw a gameplay reveal on Tuesday, which we're going to talk about right now. It's 1 minute and 40 seconds long, so it's a decent look, I guess, if you just want a first flavour of what the game is actually going to be like. It's early days yet. It's coming to PC, PlayStation 4 and Xbox One in 2019, so this isn't what Bethesda have enjoyed doing recently, which is announce a game then put it out after like 5 months. So we're going to be waiting until next year at some point for this one. It's already got a provisional 18 certificate. That's probably no surprise looking at the super edgy, isn't everything crazy marketing they've been doing for it. What do you reckon of the trailer, just off the top of your heads, guys? Was it effective, or what did you think?
Kind of just like very fast paced.
Indeed.
Made me think like Doom 2016 meets, well, you said it as well, Bulletstorm.
Yeah.
It was a bit kooky. Like the trailer starts off quite a serious tone, and like Andrew WK starts playing, and then it's like
that's definitely deliberate. It's very generic. The voiceover is very generic in the first half, and then the second half is all
let's get ready to party.
Oh, it's so fun.
Yeah, it was very high octane, very fast paced, which is what Doom did so well on, right?
Yeah.
Apart from that was like not super serious, but it was a lot more serious than this was, right?
It's like Doom had the aggression thing, punching things in the face, getting right up close and personal with a shotgun, all that sort of stuff, and very fast as well. Yeah,
and this is just kind of not full on goofy, but yeah, there was like some bits that caught my eye, giant monster thing, mech suits, which you hear a lot about Rage. You hear about like the vehicles, like the Mad Max references and stuff. Yeah. But there was like full on mech suits and stuff like that. That seemed pretty interesting. And that's
the giant things were pretty familiar to what you kind of had in the first game as well. It did strike some familiarity. It was actually, as a person who played and enjoyed the first one for what it was kind of a good mix, this trailer, of new and familiar stuff. So and it's going to be that kind of game. I don't think it's got that really hardcore dedicated fan base that they've got to please. I think they could just have fun with it, really, which is exactly what they've been doing. What did you think of it, guys?
I think that there was a lot of pink and there was a lot of yellow. And it's fun. It looks fun. It looks like the appealing to the masses. The last game was more darker, from what I remember. It was a lot more apocalyptic. This is trying to put the fun into apocalypse, right?
Yeah. Well, the first half. It's a typical post-apocalyptic world. Everyone's gone mental. Everything's gone to shit, and everyone's discovered pink and yellow hair dye. Yeah. And the Mohican.
Is that the official plot?
I mean, if there was an apocalypse, right? This is the kind of apocalypse I would want to be a part of, right?
There's certainly no shortage of hair dye.
I mean, there's a lot of partying going on by the looks of it. It looks fun. I mean,
it's partying with spikes and grenades, though, isn't it? It's that kind of.
I mean, that's my kind of party.
I'd be off myself in this world, man. Too cool.
Yeah, me too. I'd be playing Dungeons and Dragons on an upside down car.
I'd be hiding in a cave somewhere with my regular hair, crying.
Me, probably.
Yeah. Fucking dweebs.
Remember doing the original sin? Wasn't that nice?
Do you want me to tell you what the story is?
Let's do it.
Okay,
let's do it.
This is some information that
came this is a fact sheet that we've had.
Bethesda sent us over some information, so I'm going to read it out to you. Okay, so the story of the game is this: an asteroid has annihilated 80% of the Earth's population, and humanity's numbers are dwindling. Ruthless and bloodthirsty gangs roam the open roads, and the tyrannical authority, that's the name, authority, seeks to rule. As Walker, who you play as, the last ranger of the wasteland, you've been robbed of your home and left for dead. Now you'll have to rage for justice and freedom.
Two things. How many actual titles of other games were in that?
Yeah.
Right? Left 4 Dead, for example. Second of all, I feel like I've heard that exact story about 17 times.
Yeah, your name's Walker the Last Ranger, and you have to take down the authority, whose name is Authority, with a, quote, ludicrous vehicle combat, superpowered first-person mayhem, and an open world full of emergent madness that you will tear across an unforgiving wasteland with battling sadistic gangs to find the tools you need to crush the oppressive rule of the authority once and for all. Here's some information that you might find entertaining. This is just some features of the game. There are going to be some different vehicles rather than just the buggies. There's going to be gyrocopters, so you can go in the air, monster trucks, and another assortment of vehicles. They've also seem to be discussing the world in this fact sheet here, saying that you can traverse jungles and swamps as well as deserts.
Yeah.
The wasteland's massive, and you can fight in every inch of it.
So that was notable. There was forested areas, wasn't there, in the gameplay trailer? That was pretty nice. I think. Is there anything else in terms of story premise setup that we haven't touched on?
Not really, no.
Okay.
But the authority seems to be this like big gang rolling the place, and you're supposed to be.
I guess that's a bit different. You've got, because it's all, like you look at the Mad Max Avalanche open world game, and that is kind of very following the Mad Max movies, where it's kind of more just gangs and people who call themselves warlords and stuff. It's not like one, the authority is pretty sci-fi, it's pretty Orwellian or something, isn't it? So that's like an interesting spin on it, I suppose, adding that kind of element in. In terms of tech, I thought the trailer was really strong. Like, there are lots of enemies on screen at once. If you're into that, if you're into your Digital Foundry videos, it was pretty promising. Is what I'm saying. Massive enemies. The vehicle sections looked especially good because it was very busy. Graphical fidelity looked really right up there as well. So that looked, as a big fan of Mad Max, the game, it looked spot on. The vehicle stuff, and great draw distances as well. So the detail was going off quite far into the distance. Those are just some of the things that I'd noticed.
Question mark over whether that will be achievable in-game engine while you're playing, or whether it's just like that's
a scenario that they made for the trailer kind of thing.
Whether it's going to be downgraded for the game. I mean, it's still a question mark in the air. You never know, do you? Another thing that kind of, an open world with vehicles, it's got to be quite big, right? And that was one thing that I remember from the original game. Is that, how big is this world going to be? That's the question, right?
They've got the Mad Max guys working on it, and Mad Max's open world was huge. It was like Ubisoft level of
big then,
really really big open world.
Because getting around isn't a problem anymore, so you might as well have it big, right?
Yeah, exactly. It's not going to be like boring traversing on foot. You can, if you've got a gyrocopter, if you can do air travel, it must be at least.
It looks like they've looked at, based on the description you said there, adding, gyrocopter, that's something from the Mad Max movies, the Road Warrior. They've just kind of looked at all these other things, chucked it all in together, and put like a bit of pink dye on it, and just switched on the blender. Do you know what I mean? And that's how it's come out. And
obviously, it's going to be seamless travel as well. So there's not going to be like loading screens, except areas to get between jungle and stuff like that.
You got anything else juicy in the fact sheet there?
The only other really, interest. I don't know if this was in the first Rage really, but it was that the weapons are upgradable. So you
I can't remember really. There was definitely a skill tree type thing.
You can use this thing called Overdrive, which is an ability to push your guns beyond their mechanical limits. That's the only other bit of information about the game. I've got one last bit of information for people interested in the game, and it'll be that they have officially confirmed, Bethesda's UK PR manager has said Sunday, June the 10th at 6:30 p.m. Pacific is when they're going to be showing off a little bit more Rage 2. They're going to be doing another gameplay reveal,
which
as well as a showcase.
E3, right? Yeah. So they're going to have a big E3. They've already mentioned this is going to be a part of it, and so this is interesting. This is pre-E3 announcement game. And they said there's going to be some surprises at E3. So this isn't, there should be some other stuff as well, which is promising. Overall, what were your thoughts on the trailer overall? I've got to say, personally, I think the way they're marketing it and that whole, isn't everything, we're so fun and crazy. It's really irritating, I've got to say. It's quite...
it's a bit Deadpool to me.
It is,
do you know what I mean?
And it's a bit... sort of hideous in some ways, like the art stuff. I don't know. It's grating on me quite a bit, to be honest. But the tech side of it is what I find interesting, and I did enjoy the first one, so I am open-minded about it. What about you?
I don't know. I want to see more information about it, but I'm pretty.
You've had a fact sheet, mate.
I don't want to be meh, but I want to see a bit. Give me 25-minute, proper. Just talk me through some gameplay, and then we'll talk. That's what I want.
I'm exactly the same, but there's something about the marketing of the original game that got me to buy it, and at the time I wasn't the kind of guy who would buy loads of games, right? So there was something about that, right? The marketing this time, I feel like in an industry where you've got Fortnite, colourful looking game, and I know it's like it's an apocalyptic game, but it's like it's got its colours, its flashy colours, it's got its high octane, apparently high octane gameplay. It looks like it's going to appeal, trying to appeal to them type of fun loving gamers. It's a single player shooter game. I'm interested. Ticks a box. Open world apparently ticks a box for me. It looks fun. Ticks another box. I'll give it a shot. That's for sure.
Yeah. So that's what we think about Rage 2 based on the announcement and the gameplay trailer. Let us know what you thought of it down in the comments below. I'd be really interested to hear what you've got to say about it. Remember to like and subscribe if you enjoyed the video. There should be another video on your screens right now if you want to watch that, and a link to Patreon if you want to support the channel. Thanks again for watching. We'll see you next time.
There was no one left alive to tell you no. And in this wild, wide open place, if you wanted something bad enough, it was yours for the taking.